Hello everyone, this is User1. Today is day 7 of the We Want Justice protest. Ever since we found out that the courts are inactive because of the lack of judges, we have been standing in front of the city hall expressing civil grief, and every single day somebody would come and try to rile people up for violence. Now, I don't think I have to say what happened to those people, but let's just say they got what they were asking for. They wanted violence, they got violence. If you really want violence, it's the one thing that you can force upon anybody else, but it also means that everyone will use it against you. So you will be outnumbered, basically. Because most people don't actually want violence. What most people want is stability. That's what most people want. And how do I know that? Because I've seen it with my own eyes. People come to the protest, and the vast majority of the people there, they do not get violent unless you push them. And if you push anyone enough, they will get violent, and that's just life. You push anybody, if you make anyone believe that there's no other option, well, what else are they gonna do? They're gonna do what they feel like they need to do to survive. And I can't blame them for that. The protest is starting in 12 minutes. We got an advertiser going. Everything is ready to go. So, what am I actually trying to achieve? Well, we've sent a specific list of demands to a city attorney who will hopefully forward it. Last I checked, it wasn't actually received, but you know, these things take time. So hopefully in time, hopefully soon enough, it will happen. Hopefully within the next 3 weeks. Otherwise, well, I guess we'll have to just move to another place. Which is not something I'm a big fan of, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. There's already people waiting today. That's exciting. Alright, let's roll up the windows so that it's a little harder to steal the car. Hello, welcome. Welcome. Are you here today for the We Want Justice protest? We got a nice looking fellow here and a sleek looking madame and some other guy hiding behind a purple fancy car, raising his eyebrows. We're just walking around, you know. We're protesting about... I've been introducing myself to you as Deputy City Attorney almost the entire week, you know that, right? Sorry, you know, it's been a lot of things happening. I've sent my list of demands to Jack Spencer. Has he not forwarded it to you? Yes, matter of fact, before yesterday I was stabbed in my office by counter-protester extremists. Nevertheless, I can forward you the list if you give me your email. Well, I'm sorry that happened to you, sincerely. There's always going to be some extremists who want violence. I'm glad to hear that. I hope we can come to a civil resolution soon. I better get in position. Be in positions, whatever. So yeah, talk about extremists. Yeah, this guy seems a little sketchy, riding around with no shirt, no helmet. extreme cool guy. As long as he doesn't get unnecessarily violent, you know. Yesterday we went a little bit hard on the stance of against violence. So speaking of people who... Is that Jack Spencer or is that John Lawson? It's hard to tell these days. They're both white guys in a suit, and he was in a car with slightly tinted windows. So nowadays, hard to tell. So, day 7. We are starting... Oh, that's John, okay. Checks her watch. Hey, how's the advertising going? check everything clear. Yeah, it's okay. I'll give you a call if something's amiss. Just shoot me a text. I'm doing both things. At the same time posting and also driving here to check with you. I appreciate it. It's all good though. I think most of the extremists that were after us got themselves killed. Well, they wanted violence. What can I say? Don't worry, if you see me clam because I'm driving here to watch you quickly and then go back to post, don't worry. All good. One ad every 5 minutes should be more than sufficient. Yeah, I see that they want violence, like we had last time. It's okay. I'm glad to see most people are rational though. They only use violence if necessary, if absolutely necessary. That's the top of the premiere. But you're doing very well. I can see every day people come here to support you. Well, it's not for me. Well, it's not just for me. It's for everyone. Without judges, we can't have civil resolution. Safe now. There goes John, my advertiser for today. I don't even know what I'm gonna talk about today. I've been talking about the same stuff over and over. But hey, what else am I supposed to do? I guess I'm gonna hold another open debate for violence. Not for violence, but against violence. If anybody wants to debate for violence, I'm gonna debate them. And we're gonna argue why imminent violence at this point is not necessary. Hopefully once the ads come in, we're gonna be able to come in. And I know that this is not your typical user one content. I know that typically I try to do different things. I try to upload quality videos, and this is not it. I know that this is not it. This is just something that I think is necessary to try to fix the place. To voice the grievances that we all genuinely have. Well, not all of us. Some people would rather see no police. They would rather see no stability. They would just want to, I don't know what they want. I think they just want to shoot people, and that's it. And I know that's ironic coming from my profile photo of me holding a gun, but just because I'm pro-gun doesn't mean I'm pro-unnecessary violence. No, I just believe that a gun provides some kind of leverage against violence, and violence is the only thing that can be forced upon people. So if somebody forces violence upon me, well, I have people with guns who will force violence back against them. Pacifism is impossible when the war starts. So when the war starts, that's where you need the guns. That's where you need the weapons. But before the war starts, we gotta work on working together. We gotta work on communication. We gotta work on being truthful, being honest. Please move your bike off the sidewalk. Sir, he's not gonna do it. I bet $50 he's not gonna do it. Name's Baba Black. Mr. Black, move your motorcycle off the sidewalk, please. Can I get your number? I'll show you the world like Aladdin. I'm good. Please, just look. Across the street, there's motorcycles parked. Why don't you park it there as well? I'm here to fight against the police. Why? Do you want police to be justified in violence against you? Even if they are racist, do you want them to justify their racism? If I got more firepower than the police combined. You know that's not true. The police have fully automatic carbine rifles in each cruiser. You do not have a single long gun on you. I got an RPG. No, you do not. Go park your motorcycle. Go park your scooter. You fucking poser. Want me to bring you here? No. Park your motorcycle. I got a car bomb too. Shut the fuck up, you poser. And park your fucking bike. Oh my god. Rubs her face. What do you say to me? Lesbian? You come here to a civil protest to rile people up, and for what? You think violence will result in peace? Do you? Nah, it's the law that rile people up. I'm an anarchist. You're an idiot. Go park your bike, shut the fuck up before they arrest you for inciting a riot. Freedom of civil expression does not include inciting a riot. What a fool, honestly. I knew he wasn't gonna fucking do nothing. He wasn't gonna park his bike. I bet 50 bucks on that he didn't do it. I win 50 bucks from who? I don't know. You guys owe me 50 bucks. Welcome to the anti-corruption protest called We Want Justice. Today's day 7 for our civil assembly. So where's the ads at? We're supposed to be starting soon. We're supposed to be starting right now. The ads should be coming in any moment now. Any moment now. Come on, ads. Where are we at? Well, I'll be standing alone if I must. Why? Because it always starts with you. It always starts with you standing alone. That's how it's always been. This guy is just here for attention. Oh, this guy's back. Quite empty. Yeah, well, people got shit to do. I don't blame them. Probably packing their bags to leave. Soldiers aren't going to be bringing bats. They're going to be bringing fully automatic carbine rifles, drones, the kinds of weapons our ancestors couldn't even imagine. No, you... There we go, there's the ads. We need to promote pacifism to avoid civil war. I've sent a list of demands to the government representative. Why not just have a civil war and decimate the opposition? There will be peace after the war. Yeah, when everyone is dead, there will be peace. Is that what you want? Shut up. Things that we take for granted. Food, water, electricity, plumbing will turn from commodities into luxurious currency. Fuck off. I crashed. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3. Yes, you. I'm Michelle. What's your name? This guy died yesterday. He's came back. We'll see if I want to report him for revenge killing. Andreas, nice to meet you. Likewise. So, you want to promote imminent violence? I never said that. That guy on the steps is saying some shit about violence. Which guy? Well, he ain't there no more. Good. Because this is a civil protest. We won't achieve anything through unnecessary violence.
Are you blind or retarded?
That's what I'm doing. Does anyone here believe that imminent violence is the solution? Do you? Good. Name's Lenny. Hi, Lenny. I'm Michelle, organizer of the anti-corruption group. I welcome you all to day 7 of the We Want Justice civil protest. Look at that guy. Hello there. Haven't seen you around before. I have yesterday. Stop. Okay, thank you. Yesterday, sent a very specific list of demands. Of course, civil courts are there to help the poor. That's why in America everyone has the right to an attorney, including a public attorney if they cannot afford a private one. But that's all moot if we cannot have judges and civil court. If we cannot appeal criminal charges placed on us by police officers. I have sent yesterday, I have sent a very specific list of demands to a government representative First and foremost, we need to elect new judges. This doesn't happen overnight. I have given them a deadline of 14th of July. This should give them enough time to establish a vote for a new judge. The second demand we have made is for community outreach, to allow people to see exactly what our government has been doing. The deadline for that has been set to September 14th. The third, but not the least important demand is for accountability among our law enforcement agencies. That includes the Los Santos Police Department, the Los Santos Sheriff's Department, and the San Andreas Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. Our specific demand is that by November 14th, they establish a regular bi-yearly audit of these law enforcement organizations to look for any discrepancies. So, to reiterate, what we need now is judges to be elected as soon as possible, for the people to be able to participate and see what the government does, and for the government to take an active role in ensuring that law enforcement agencies do not abuse their authority. As for violence, the violence will start when they present you with a real, imminent, unlawful threat. Violence is last resort because the only response to violence is more violence. Violence does not lead to peace unless you mean when everyone involved dies. If anyone here, again with this shit, Attempt 54. Oh my fucking god. We stand here, day 7 of the We Want Justice protest. Day 7. Because we need judges. Hey Pedro, thank you for coming. Seems like they despawned all the cars. That's why I have elected to send a list of demands to the city representative, asking for them to elect more judges by July 14th. It's our duty anyway. Every day we do this protest. For the past 7 days, some people came to try to rile the public up to do something irrational, be it storm the government building, damage property, or use unnecessary violence. But violence is not how we'll find stability. If you guys try to do something for this much time, I think something will be solved from my point of view. Government is slow. Every government is. Let's be serious. It's a week now. As I've heard, it's a battle against corruption. And corrupt too. That's why we need civil courts to battle the corrupt. That's why is the support not there to receive help? We are here to show the government that we give a fuck. And that if they don't take action, we will just up and leave. To another city where they respect our constitutional rights, where no one is above the law. What can we make them do in order to make them settle in their positions? We outnumber them 1,000 to 1. We are the taxpayers. Without us, none of this shit works. But we don't need to riot. Any I can help besides the protest? Promote pacifism. Express civil grief through civil disobedience. That was a very good question. We need judges. We need accountability in the government. They must be held to the same standard that the rest of us are. Before, lady had a whole big ass shotgun in her hands ready to outnumber us. So we have something called the Second Amendment. This country was founded on an armed revolution against tyranny. But that was because the tyrants got violent first. and they as second bullshit when it comes to racism, corruption, rape, and such. Second Amendment applies to all people. Let's try along with you guys. We'll solve something. Of all walks of life, of all statuses of citizenship, it says black on white, the right of the people to bear arms shall not be infringed. Not of the citizens, the people. That includes all of us. All of you have the right to be armed with firearms. But that doesn't mean you should use them unless absolutely necessary. For you must understand, if you own a gun license, the Second Amendment says the right of the people to bear arms. Sorry, arms, capitalized. Not the privilege.
Don't touch me, I'll kill you myself.
It says nothing of requiring a gun licenses.
Excuse me?
I believe that the state is infringing on our Second Amendment right by requiring a gun license to own a firearm. And I will use my First Amendment right to express, if you say so, but if I get to jail, you're the one to pay bail to get out. What bail? They don't have judges. That's the big problem here. Before we can have civil recourse, we need civil courts. And for that, we need to elect judges as soon as possible before the city turns into civil war, which no one rational wants to happen. This is day 7 that we come here with the shooting up in Jefferson's already come to civil war. Well, civil war means goodbye to shopping at retail stores for your food and water. It means goodbye to electricity and plumbing. We must do everything in our power to encourage pacifism up until, and God forbid, if war starts. Because at that point, pacifism will be pointless. And no one has a time machine to go back and undo. Why don't we go up food ourselves? They're paying for it. You're gonna grow food in a civil war? Civil war brings nothing but total destruction. Where are you going to get water, seeds, the things that you need to grow food? The shops will be ransacked. From whom? The store shelves will be empty. no one will have anything and we will mostly starve. At that point, all civil discourse will fall apart. You can forget about peace once war starts. Look at them. Do they look like people who want war? All I see is some regular workers trying to do their job. I'm not saying they're perfect. No one is. But they're not posing us with a real imminent threat of violence. Therefore, we should not retaliate with violence unnecessarily. When I say pacifism, I'm not saying violence is never the answer. If that was the case, we wouldn't need the police. The next step is civil disobedience. We stand here every day, 8 p.m. for the next 3 weeks, voice our grief to the government, show them that civil discourse is possible. And if they neglect our demands, we pack our shit and we go elsewhere before the civil war starts. Yeah, good point. What happens after the other 3 weeks? Otherwise, you can leave our city to them. That's your solution. That's your big plan. My big plan is to try to resolve this peacefully if I can. I've sent a list of specific demands to the city yesterday. We leave. As far as I know, I'm not good when it comes to history, but when our elders got their land attacked and wanted it back, it's not resolving, that's cowardice. That's because they were attacked violently. Right now, the issue is lack of accountability. We need accountability from the government. Just like, well, we're gonna get attacked violently too. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And relax. And what I'm trying to tell you is if you get attacked imminently and unlawfully, you're entitled to corruption going against citizens, the divide between nations? Of course I am. Why do you think I've been standing here every fucking day for the past week? If you get attacked, no matter by whom, if you get posed with a real imminent threat, if your family gets really imminently threatened, you have the right to do anything necessary to prevent that. And that includes violence. But know this, the only response to violence is more violence. If you act violently without necessity, you only justify them to be violent towards you. If we want stability and civil recourse, then we will remain civil as long as they are not imminently violent towards us. Look at them.
Don't tell me you didn't just see me.
Do they appear to pose a real imminent threat towards us? At this time, I don't believe so. Therefore, those who promote unnecessary violence need to shut the fuck up. Fuck you. Stop promoting violence unnecessarily.
Excuse me.
Don't put your hands on me. We stand here, day 7 of the We Want Justice protest, to promote pacifism, not to promote unnecessary civil war, which will only result in all of your goods that you take for granted to be gone. Food, water, electricity, plumbing, all of those will turn from commodities into luxuries. And money will be useless except as toilet paper. That's why we must do everything in our power to stay civil. Shut up, idiot!
Tell me. My fault.
They are not posing us with real, imminent, unlawful threat. We must keep our heads and promote a peaceful solution. So, because the only response to violence is more violence, which leads to war, which leads to total destruction of everything that we all hold dear. If we want stability, if we want the future to prosper, we must keep our heads and endure. We must show the government that we are willing to come to a peaceful resolution. If you believe these fools who want to riot, we can debate on whether violence, imminent violence, is necessary at this time. Who here believes that imminent violence is necessary?
Oh my, how rude.
Good. I'm glad majority, the one with the 58 shirt.
You better back off, Holmes.
They're posers. Look at them. If they believed that violence was truly necessary, they would use it. All they're doing is calling attention to themselves.
Back up.
She used Michelle's audience to promote her own cause. What's her cause? Let's riot? That's not a cause. It's madness.
Excuse me.
It's a right to have this building in freedom. It's a right to express civil grief and to use violence only when necessary. That being when presented with a real, imminent, unlawful threat. At this time, we are not presented with a real, imminent, unlawful threat. Therefore, we can engage in civil discourse. We can perform civil disobedience. Inciting riots will only provoke and justify them in using violence against you. That's why we stand here every day at 8 p.m. to tell the government that we must elect new judges as soon as possible. That internal affairs has been known to not abide by the Constitution. That we need active civil courts to keep our law enforcement in check. What we need now is endurance and stoicism. I understand that most of you cannot be here every day. We all have our commitments that we've made. But I thank you all for coming and for showing support. For our cause is righteous and necessary. For we need civil courts to handle our disputes through civil means, because the opposite of civil is war. And no one rational wants war. Only two kinds of people want war. One is the kind that is vengeful and isn't planning to fight in it. The other kind is insane. War brings nothing but total annihilation of everything that we hold dear.
'em. 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 '
with the kinds of weapons and explosive ordinances that our ancestors couldn't even imagine. Not just firearms. I'm talking about drones with explosives on them.
Watch your step.
I'm talking about tanks and APCs. I'm talking about starvation and dying from dehydration. Armored personnel carriers. I'm talking about all your money becoming worthless except as toilet paper. And the survivors being left bartering with alcohol and cigarettes.
Sorry.
Oh, I smell a nota, don't you? Back off.
That's why we have to promote pacifism. Because it's a preventative measure. And it'll do us no good if, God forbid, civil war actually starts again. That's why I ask all of you, regardless of if you can attend these protests every day at 8 p.m., to try to show civility as much as possible. To not use violence unless absolutely necessary. Of course. What's your question? What about the response to the demands? I've made the demands yesterday. I'm yet to receive a response. The government moves slow.
We just like
It
bumped
always does. Nevertheless, we will be here every day, 8 p.m. I thank you all for coming, showing your support for our future, where we can prosper peacefully. I thank you all for showing support. God bless you all. God bless the United States of America. I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace. I think my car's gone. Go figure. Pedro, can you give me a ride home? a cigarette butt into her cigarette pack. No problem. Let's go find John. You have John's number by chance? Oh, John! You got your car here?
Come on, move.
Yes, let's go. Pedro, come with.
What's your problem?
Drive me to 520 Holmes Street. Well, today was alright, I think. Yeah, we'll go to the office first. I'll make sure it's locked. Then take me to the home. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this shit show. It took me 51 attempts to actually get in game. As always, stay awesome. I appreciate you guys and be safe. Take care now. Bye bye.